not seen the film.
You've never seen Lilo and Stitch?
Ooh.
Oh,
I
what?
get some hate for that.
What? How?
Rich, you're off the show.
I had the game.
Wow.
It was sick. You had to run away from boulders through forests.
Yes, you did.
It was good. Anyway.
Hello YouTube, I'm Rich.
And I'm Miguel Al, back again with another episode of The Weekend Escape.
That's right, this is the show where we catch you up with everything we've learned in the last week of PC gaming. For instance, I've learned that love is like an open door. It's like nothing I've ever known before.
That's lovely, Rich, and I'm happy for you, but isn't that from a musical?
I resent that suggestion.
Okay, it's just that everything you just said rhymed.
Yeah, well, this is my personal experience and the way that I choose to express it, Alice. By questioning that, you're diminishing my perspective as a human being.
Yep, sorry.
Besides, is Frozen really a musical?
Frozen! That's it! I knew it was from something. Anyway, what's been happening in the world of PC gaming?
So, did you hear a new Elder Scrolls game came out?
No, I didn't, because that didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, alright, they called it Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it's basically medieval Skyrim.
Wow, well done. You managed to bring the concept of clickbait into real life.
Someone was going to, it was always going to happen. It's like conscious AI, it was inevitable.
Alright, Silicon Valley. Thanks for that. Can you tell us something about Kingdom Come?
Of course. It's a historical RPG about fighting to restore Bohemia's rightful king, Wenceslaus IV.
So, good King Wenceslaus.
Yeah, good King Wenceslaus, although the carol is thought to refer to Saint Wenceslaus I, Duke of Bohemia, and this would be Wenceslaus IV. Either way, obviously they kind of set themselves up for that one.
Is it as good as the song then?
Well, I think it's technically a carol, but yeah. The game's surprisingly good considering the ambition of it. The save system has proved a little bit controversial though. You can store your progress either by sleeping or by quaffing a bottle of schnapps. But that's about it. As you can imagine, there's already a mod offering unlimited saves.
Okay, I've got a question.
Yes.
Isn't schnapps like the complete opposite of a memory aid?
No, it's a perfect nightcap. It's like my dad always says. There's nothing hits the spot like a butterscotch schnapps.
Okay, so your dad was Pierce Brosnan and now he's Sean Connery.
Hey, look, Mum was on the set of a lot of Bond films, okay? There's some question over the paternity. Mamma Mia was actually based on my life.
What, with Pierce Brosnan playing himself?
Alright, it was more of a documentary, really. Look, have you brought any news for us today?
It was Valentine's Day this week.
Valentine's Day.
It was!
No, I know, it's not strictly relevant to PC gaming, is it?
I thought you might say that. That's why I prepared this comprehensive look at the greatest love stories in PC gaming.
Really?
Yeah, it's ready to go. We can stop talking now.
Wow, you called my bluff.
Yep, you know it. Roll the tape.
Nobody really expected the new Assassin's Creed to tell a bittersweet love story, but then Bayek and his wife Aya are not like most video game couples. While Bayek is the player character, that doesn't mean Aya takes on a supportive role. They are equally matched partners in love and war. They also seem genuinely chuffed whenever they see each other. It's sweet. Sadly though, the shared tragedy that drives them both forward also starts to drive them apart. Ultimately, Assassin's Creed Origins is a story about responsibility, and that leaves little room for love. Who said open world games can't be heartbreaking? Probably no one, actually, but this one is, so.
The relationship between Chloe Price and Rachel Amber is the glue that holds the Life is Strange games together. They are, as Chloe's mum puts it, almost joined at the head. It's a young romance best represented in the prequel Before the Storm. In those episodes, Chloe and Rachel mosh at punk clubs, skip school, and generally get on with the business of falling for each other. It's teenage love too, which means it burns brighter and explodes spectacularly. They're probably the only gaming couple to have their own celebrity portmanteau, like Kimye or Brangelina. It's Amber Price, just so you know. Hashtag Amber Price. Honestly, check Twitter.
Sometimes love blossoms under the most trying of circumstances. There's Jude Law and Rachel Weisz in Enemy at the Gates, a film you've seen if you've played any of the early Call of Duty games, and then there's Geralt and Keira Metz hooking up in the hellish swamplands of The Witcher 3. Velen is one of the most dismal places in gaming. The only god it ever had went slowly mad, and now the country is destined to be trampled underfoot by the armies of Niflheim. So when Keira invites Geralt for a candlelit dinner in the woods, it feels like two people lifting each other up in a sunken land. Certainly puts my booking for 2 at Pizza Express into perspective.
This is awkward, isn't it? You see, Geralt's also had a tryst with, well, Triss. In fact, she's been a fixture of the Witcher series, nursing Geralt back to health in the first one, becoming his lover by the second, and returning in the third to reignite their romance. And by that, I mean they share a drunken kiss while a bunch of fireworks go off. If that's not a metaphor for relationship chemistry, I don't know what is. It's a complicated one, but I suppose that's what happens when you're a player character. Geralt has even less control over who he loves than the rest of us.
Alright, how many true loves can one protagonist have? Well, 3 it turns out, until The Witcher 4 at least. Geralt and Yennefer begin The Witcher 3 in a slightly iffy place. If you have to ask why, you might want to rewind this video about 60 seconds. Got it? Okay, good. These two have history that extends even beyond the games though, into the Witcher novels. And one really poignant moment in The Witcher 3 comes when Yennefer undoes the magical wish that binds the two together. Geralt and Yennefer then re-pledge their continuing love for each other, free this time from supernatural influences. Unless, of course, your version of Geralt tells her that he's not really feeling it anymore. Come on, mate, you can only blame amnesia so many times.
Boy, this is going to be my favourite bit.
Oh yeah, why is that? Because you're in it?
Well, yes, partly that, but also because there are 2 mentions of Total War.
This is what happens when you leave you to your own devices.
Yes, indeed. The first Total War Warhammer is currently on sale with 66% off, and we all know how much I enjoy Warhammer.
Yep, I think we're all well aware.
Total War Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 2. Right, well the first Total War Warhammer is, just like all the others, a huge empire-building, turn-based strategy game with real-time battles. Unlike all the others though, it's set in a world of legendary heroes, massive monsters, flying creatures and huge storms of power.
Okay, so proper nerd stuff.
Yes indeed, high praise, proper nerd stuff. Next up is Total War Warhammer 2.
Hang on, wait, is he allowed to do that? Is he allowed to put both of these in the same... They're practically the same thing, right?
They're not practically the same for a start.
Okay, so one has Roman numerals in it.
That and Warhammer 2 brings in a completely new campaign type. It improves on everything in the first one. If you own the first, you can also play with any race from either game in the Mortal Empires combined campaign. And Warhammer 2 has got 10% off.
So if you can't quite afford the price tag on 2, it's worth getting 1 still, right?
I'd definitely say so, but Warhammer 2 is probably the one I prefer.
Right, well there's another amazing strategy game in the sale too this week.
Right, go on.
The Sims 3, currently on sale with 75% off.
No, it's a good game, it's just not a strategy game.
Well,
like,
no, you have to be strategic with the choices you make, right?
Again, no, you don't. Not at all.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was just testing you anyway. Ah, gotcha! Yeah! Everybody knows and loves, or hates, the Sims series, and arguably the best in the series is currently on sale with a bunch of expansion packs too. Design a house, create a sim, start families, and expand your neighbourhood. The Sims 3 is one of the best ones out there because there are no loading screens!
Why are loading screens such a big deal?
Well, in Sims 2 they were really intrusive, the Sims 3 had it just right, and now in the Sims 4 they brought it back again.
I can tell this is a story for another time.
Oh really? But no, please!
Come on now, Alice, let's move on.
And now it's time for patch notes. This is the part of the show where we make patch notes a little bit more exciting.
Like they need it.
They do need it. They're really boring. So Rich, are you ready for me to give you 10 seconds to go through everything that's just come to Overwatch's PTR?
Sure.
Yeah? 3, 2, 1, go.
Sombra can now hack basically everything. Her EMP is no longer blocked by small objects. The bullet spread on her gun has been tightened. May's freeze ray works faster. Doomfist's hand cannon recharges.
Yeah, that's it. That was very good.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I did write up the story earlier today, so I should probably know. That's me downplaying my achievement, which, as you were right to point out, is Titanic. Your turn. You have 10 seconds to go through the latest Fortnite patch.
Right. I'm just going to have a look at these pretty cards.
I'm sure this will be fair and equitable. These pretty cards, these Pillars of Eternity cards, which have nothing to do with it. In 3, 2, 1, go.
So there's a new glider, the Impulse Grenade, new shrines in Battle Royale mode, dragon-themed weapons, and 4 new heroes for the Lunar New Year.
That's annoying. I shouldn't have given you so long. And now I shouldn't have given you so long to fiddle through those cards.
Well, you did. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, alright, well, lesson learned. Oh yeah, I remember this section. This is where I get a lot of fan mail, isn't it?
It used to be that, yeah.
What is it now?
Less about you.
I find that hard to believe.
Okay.
And a little bit wounding.
Well, our first comment comes from our interview with Josh Sawyer, which you're nothing to do with.
Yeah, you're right, that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it comes from Rodrigo Santos, and they say, amazing! I would love for them to make a sci-fi RPG now, with your own crew and different planets to explore.
Wow, that does sound pretty fun, to be fair. I wonder if Josh and the boys at Obsidian would consider making a space game or a space RPG.
You do like your space games, don't you?
Yeah, sci-fi setting is good fun.
Anyway, our next comment comes from the lovely Hardware Boys video about how expensive it's gotten to buy new graphics cards. Vedomido says, bought a 1080 Ti in October or whatever. It's gone up in price by 12% more or less. Feelsgoodman.jpg. Yeah, maybe not quite as feelsgoodman.jpg as having missed the last hardware generation and having been hoping to upgrade this year, which won't happen now.
Yeah, this whole graphics card thing seems really unfair. Speaking of unfair, our next comment from Lilo says, I am subscribed just for giveaway, BTW.
Now that is unfair.
Yeah, did you at least win the giveaway?
Yeah, I would have hoped you got something from that at least, but thanks for being honest, I guess. We hope you stick around.
Yeah, well, someone who does seem to appreciate us is Matthew Ultra Instinct, who says, I really love your videos.
Thank you, Matthew Ultra Instinct. We really love your comments.
That we do. And on that note, in true Valentine's spirit, it's time to end the show. That's everything but the giveaway. Should we talk about that?
Yes, the winner of last week's Torment Tides of Numenera Collector's Edition and the Overwatch goodie bag is Andrew Bryant. You've been contacted by one of our guys, so check your emails.
Yeah, nicely done, Andrew. On to this week's giveaway then.
Yes, indeed. This week we've got another copy of World of Warcraft Legion and a limited edition signed Elder Scrolls Online poster for one lucky Weekend Escape viewer. All you need to do is click the link in the description, which will take you to the related story for this video. From there, you can follow the giveaway instructions or click to watch this episode again, beginning an endless cycle of Weekend Escapism.
Or if you prefer a less repetitive viewing experience, you can like, subscribe and watch new episodes of other PC gaming videos that come out during the week.
Right, yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
I'm off for my evening schnapps.
Bye everyone.
So long.
I'd rather be called a piece of because at least then I'm not the whole Make sense?
Can we just change the segment to try and balance this on my nose?
No.
It does. It could be argued that it's worse actually, because if you're the whole then at least you are in your entirety the whole you are sort of self-defined in that sense. If you are a piece of then you don't even have that sort of agency, you don't even have that worth, right? You are just like a piece of a larger you're that insignificant.
I guess so.
Much like living in a city, isn't it?